Hello, in this video we are going to do the post installation for our VMOLX8 Oracle Linux 8. What we will do, first we will set up the network, we will set up some configuration, then we will log into our Oracle Linux, we will do some setup to be able to connect to this VirtualBox VM configured to be like a server for us. We will click on the setting. Here in the setting, there is a lot of options. One of options that do prefer to have a shared clipboard. I would like to make it as a bi-directional drag and drop bi-direction. In the system, memory already set up with the 3 GB. That should be enough for our lab. For time being, later on, we can increase it, we can decrease it. This can be changed at any time. Processor can put processor as much as you have. Don't make it more than whatever in the green. So in my course, I have 8 CPU. I should keep something for the host and take safely. They are giving this the green line here to be available for my VM, for this VM, this virtual machine. Acceleration, I will keep it as it's in the display. Video card, yeah, I do like to have it as much as possible. So if I increase it, I will get better GUI memory or over monitoring count. That depends how many monitor are you going, or change it if you would like. Yeah, that's will not change the configuration of our server. Storage level, I'll keep it as it's. However, most of you, if you are using SSD, you may change this to have SSD configuration with your disk. That's will maybe in some of our labs we will put some extra disk to be included as well. CD here, if you have a CD, we will configure it. We will use this definitely for our lab today as well. Network, this is the most important thing for me. I will not use a NAT. NAT is a good for security. This will allow my VM to reach the internet using VirtualBox network adapter. However, for my lab, for time being, I don't need to use internet, and I want a direct IP to be used using my host to this VM. So I will not use Bridge. Bridge will connect this as a new device to my router that's my host is connected to. However, I do prefer to have internal network, or even you may use host only adapter. Host only adapter is attached for this host only, or internal network you may use this. Let me use host only adapter. That will allow my host to connect to this VM using this adapter. I can attach many adapters, 4 adapters in this VM. However, right now I just do need this. I will click on the start to start my virtual machine. It's going to start with this new configured. Okay, I will access with the root not listed, and I will mention the root password. My password was root123 as well here. So now my VirtualBox Oracle Linux server has been launched. I will click in the menu and write terminal. In the terminal, I will be able to see IP space A will show me the IP configuration. If there is no IP come, for example, here it show me that the IP is already configured, or maybe the network is not configured, we may go to NNTUI, Network Manager, Configuration GUI. That will show us whatever configured this. I'll need to do this automatic connect. This needed configuration. And whatever IP it will be, let's keep it automatic configured for first time at least. Then I can click here. There is active control and deactive. Right now it was not connected. Now I have activated again to use this new configuration. and OK. And now if I recreate IP-A, I will find the IP has been assigned for this. Use putty to be used to connect to this. So you have to enter the password 192.168.56.106. And same thing, this will ask for the password. Sorry, certificate exchange first time. We'll enter the admin and re-enter the password 123. And here I'm going to connect. However, both will be only SSH for command line. For example, I'm using MobaXterm. It's a free SSH X host. Here, I will delete these sessions. I will create a new session and I will save it for my lab. I know the IP is 192.168.56.106. This will be my IP, and I can nominate it as well to be the IP here, or for example, putting some lab SL for some lab sessions and connect to this using admin, for example, and writing the password. And here, what's the benefit of this? This will continue. Three basic feature will be very helpful for me during my lab. This utility, MobaX, will have SSH command here directly from the host. So I don't need to access the host using the GUI. Second thing, it's have a built-in SFTP. Third thing is have Xhost GUI. That's mean if I have anything graphically will be installed, that's graphically can come out from server to do. So SSH client and X server will be directly here. This is X forwarding for remote display, and there is SFTP. So three main feature will be used to mesh. During my lab, I will use this. From where I can get this, you can easily just go to the Google and write MOBA X term edition free enough. We'll continue all things needed for our lab. You can just download it. If you are using this for a business or your company would like to use it to have a tree or of your session, you have a lot of servers, you may purchase. It's very cheap utility. Another one is Xshell. There is a lot of Xhost. However, for me in this lab, I will use MobaX. Let's revert back to our lab. Hello, and last thing here, we will configure a local repository. So we have already created this one, yum.repo local one. We have to make sure gbg check equal to 0, and file should be written like this: file colon 3/, then the path of upstream. Same thing here, we will do to base OS. As you know, Red Hat 8, we have upstream and base OS. Previous with Red Hat 7 or Oracle Linux 7, it was only one path for all packages. Now it has been segregated for upstream and base OS packages. GPG check should be 0, so no, there is no GPG check. GPG check, this is for security certificate matching. This package has been verified with the certificate. For localizer, we don't need to have this unless we have a GPG find path. We have to mention it here. Mostly for online repository, we are using this. These two repository has been set up. Now we can check this. For example, we may use yum or DNF to install any package, new package. For example, we know HTTPD is not installed. So here we are. So it will ask me to install. No, I don't install. However, I'm able to talk to my repository and see all packages. Last thing is get enforce. We don't want to have any enforcing, so we will set this enforce to 0 in the runtime. It's permissive now, and we have to set this one as well. Linux here is it. So we will change it from enforce to be permissive. So whenever we reboot our server, it will be persist configuration as a permissive. Permissive, that means it will allow and everything will be done without denying. Systemctl as well. Let's check the status of our firewall. Systemctl status firewall D. It's enabled. So what we will do, we will stop it and we will disable it as well. So whenever we download, this firewall will not be enabled. Still running. Stop, it was wrong. Let's check it again. So now it's just to make sure. Stop firewall status. It's disabled and it's now it's not running. It's active, it's inactive, dead, and it's disabled. So whenever we reboot, it will not start it. With these configurations, we are ready to use our VM. Remotely, we will connect it. So we have set up the network. To recap, we set up the network. We have set up the firewall disabled. We are disabling this SE Linux. SE Linux is security enhanced Linux. We have changed it to be permissive. And we change it in runtime and the persist etc SE Linux as well in the file level. Moreover, we have configured a static IP for our lab. We have configured our local repository. So my VM, my virtual machine is ready now to be used for next installation. Please make sure that you set up all these configuration to avoid any issue during our lab with Salman Lab. I hope you enjoy this video and see you in next video. Thank you. Goodbye.